Hey, what's good, everybody? I've been doing some deep dives into wide receiver twos, repeat rates, what rookie picks usually do, either from a production or from a value standpoint. So today, just want to dial it back and just do something a little more easy, a little more fun. Today, I'm just talking about three wide receivers that I'm buying right now. These are three wide receivers that I am adding to my roster, varying costs and varying ages. First off, first wide receiver that I've been trying to add to a lot of my rosters, and I've been lucky so far to do so, or at least I've been able to do so, is Davante Adams. There might be some concern with Davante Adams going to the Rams. He's going to join a roster with Puka Nacua, who in his own right is a target share monster, right? Puka Nacua had a 30% target share last year. It's pretty elite. So, where's Adams going to fit in there? Well, there's a couple of things that we can take a look at to kind of ease our concerns, if we have any. Just for example, last year, when Davante Adams shared the field with a good to someday could be an elite wide receiver, maybe, Garrett Wilson. So on the year, Adams had a 29% target share. Pretty good. It's elite, some would say. Most would say. Now, 3 games he did not play with Garrett Wilson. He saw a 24% target share, right? In 11 games with Garrett Wilson, my man hit a 30% target share. That shows that he can still do the thing regardless of the wide receiver on the other side of the line from him. Line? Field? Whatever. Puka on his team is definitely going to obviously have an impact. Puka Nacua is great. Garrett Wilson's pretty good in his own right. And Davante Adams was able to actually increase his target share in games with Garrett Wilson. Also, the Rams. They are a funnel offense. They funnel their passes to 2 wide receivers, right? Typically Nacua and Cobb. Now it's going to be Nacua and Adams. Last year, they actually led the league in target share to wide receivers position. 75% of their targets went to their wide receivers. Not really what we call an anomaly. The year before, 2023, 72% they were at. Last year, Cup, even if he was a diminished version of himself, still saw a 25% target share. I understand there might be some concerns. Davante Adams turned 32. But like I said, he's still dominating in targets. He was the wide receiver 9 last year, 17.2 points per game. Not bad for a 32-year-old. What else? What else makes us feel that we can trust Davante Adams? Well, let's check out the Trinity Score. We go to the Trinity Score. We look at it last year. There's Davante Adams. See that 7.32? You see that range it's in? Just near that high-end wide receiver 1 range. That ain't bad. That is not bad at all. Pretty impressive. So generally, and if you don't know about what the Trinity Score is, Trinity Score, it's a wide receiver metric that we use on ddfantasyfootball.com. It uses a few different things, yak per reception, yards per route run, target share, or air yard share, a few different things to give you a score. Can't give you the exact breakdowns of that because that's proprietary. Also, I don't know it, so I couldn't if I wanted to. But anyway, 7.32 last year. Pretty elite. He's actually 15th overall among wide receivers and tight ends. A couple tight ends thrown in there, Trey McBride and Brock Bowers, but neither here nor there. The Trinity Score is elite. It shows that he should be a wide receiver 1 next year. I'll say, based on his usage this year, I'll say he might not be a wide receiver 1, right? It's going to be hard with Puka Nacua there, but he should be a wide receiver 2. And if he's a wide receiver 2, high end, that's not bad. Considering his cost. What's his cost in the real world? Well, it just so happens that we've got a site that we can check out that can tell us that right now. Dynasty Daddy. Hey, there's our boy Davante Adams, my man. You see a deal that was literally made today, hot off the presses. The 110 for Davante Adams and Tyler Conklin. An interesting throw-in a 1.75 tight end premium. Start 11. Getting 2 starters, not bad. 110 might have more flexibility, but if you've watched the shows that Scott's done on Rookie War and you're looking for production, I would suggest you want Davante Adams. I think I would take 2 years of production out of Davante Adams, or what I think could be 2 years of production out of Davante Adams, over the 110 if I'm trying to compete right now. What else do we have out there? Davante Adams for a 2026 second and a 2025 406. Yeah, really. Davante Adams, 2025 11 or a 2025 311. Yeah, Davante Adams. Here's a fun one. Steph Diggs and the 203 or Davante Adams and the 209. Give me Adams. Davante Adams or Josh Downs. Give me Davante Adams. And then right below that, it looks like they did the same deal again. So maybe they reversed it. Maybe it was a fat finger. I don't know. Point being, there are trades to be found to get cheap Davante Adams. Seconds, late firsts. I'm all on board with that. I'm buying. Like I said, his Trinity Scores elite. His target share is still elite. His scoring is still elite. Now, if you want access to the Trinity Score, the War Tool, the Patreon for ddfantasy.com, where we have the Heisman chat, our Discord's always popping. You can go ahead and use promo code Shane for the all access and Shane Goat for the Goat tier. And we'll say this, it is well worth it. Give you half off that first month. Check it out for 1 month. Let us know what you think. Second wide receiver that I'm buying, AJ Brown. Love me some AJ Brown. Absolutely love AJ Brown, right? And he's a little more expensive, obviously, than Davante Adams. And that's going to be the theme as we go through these. So AJ Brown, he fell from the wide receiver 8 on KTC at this time last year, April 2024, and to the wide receiver 14, April 2025. Now, that's probably because he saw a significant drop in scoring, right? Let's see, his points per game in 2023 were 17 points per game. And that fell all the way to 16.7 in 2024. Still a wide receiver 12. Okay. Still had an elite target share. My dude still had a 34% target share in 2024. Actually larger than it was in 2023. The issue was the volume, right? Last year, Saquon Barkley was an absolute stud. My dude averaged 24 touches a game, or opportunities per game, targets and rushing attempts. All in all, Barkley ended up with right around 490 touches last year. I went through the top 20 all-time touches or rushing attempt seasons, I should say. That's what I was looking at, strictly the rushing attempt seasons, just to see what the players did in the following year. It's like 50-50, right? So there's no guarantee that Barkley's going to fall off. I would say that it's probably not likely that Barkley's going to see 25 touches per game again. I would be surprised. So I would think there should be more volume for AJ Brown next year. Now, even if there's not, we just saw what he did on 30% target share. And volume, obviously, I'm hoping for a larger pie for him to pick from, because this picking from the lowest passing rate in the league, it's not great. It's not great. But again, AJ Brown is still elite. 34% target share, which is just bananas. That led the league. That's not the only thing he led the league in. No. You know what else he led the league in? In Trinity Score. As soon as I can figure out how to bring it up, I'll bring it up. There you go. AJ Brown led the league in Trinity Score. Again, let me share my screen. Just going to go on to ddfantasyfootball.com and share that Trinity Score with you. Share. Go ahead. See AJ Brown all the way up here, all the way past the least usage, past high-end wide receiver 1. The dude is still elite. The only thing stopping him last year was volume. His targets did fall from, I believe it was 9 point. Let me get this out straight. His targets did fall a little bit to 7.3 last year. 7.3 after having 9.4 the season prior. 9.3 actually the season prior, and it was 7.5 last year. 1 target does make a difference. 1.8 targets does make a difference. But I think AJ Brown could be in line for a little more volume, just because I don't see Barkley going out there and getting 400 touches again in the regular season. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, what do I get? A low-end wide receiver 1. I'm pretty good with that. Pretty good with that. At worst case scenario, I would say that's what we're looking at. So what does A.J. Brown cost? Again, where are we going, man? We are going to Dynasty Daddy because those are my dudes, or specifically, Jeremy's my dude. So we look up A.J. Brown, and let's see what we got out of here. Oh, well, this is a fun one. Davante Adams and A.J. Brown in a start 11. You're getting Davante Adams and A.J. Brown on the same side. Got to give up the 106, 205, 212, and 410. Tell you what, if I'm competing, start 11, I understand the pick size. That's a lot of picks, 4 of them to be exact, one of them high end. I'm still going Davante Adams and A.J. Brown, not just because I'm doing the show, but if I'm trying to compete, I like my chances with those 2 players as opposed to the 106 is an elite asset, obviously, on the other side. But the rest of it is just meh. Hey, over here, A.J. Brown or the 110 and the 210. Not even a thought, bro. I will take A.J. Brown absolutely every day of the week. Oh, these ones are a little more expensive. I think I'll probably hold off on it. Like, I don't know that I'm going to do A.J. Brown and Najee Harris for Drake London in the 206. Probably hold. But right above that, giving up Drake London in the 211 for A.J. Brown and a 2025 first. Give me that all day, bro. Here's another one. Oh, A.J. Brown for Tucker Kraft, the 308 and the 202. I don't even know what we're doing in this world if that's the type of trades we're making. That is absurdities upon absurdities. Absurdities. So, yeah, A.J. Brown is a gettable player. Again, I'm looking for him to be at least a low-end wide receiver 1. Maybe he could be high-end again if he gets a little more volume. Okay. Last player. This one's a little more expensive, right? Buying Adams and Brown, a little easier, a little not as cost prohibitive. You don't have to spend as much. But I got a guy that I really have fallen for over the last several weeks, just looking into him, digging into him. Drake London, wide receiver 9 right now. And you're saying, Shane, duh, you want to buy a wide receiver 9. You want to buy a player on the upswing. Yes, you do want to do that before the big breakout happens, the absolute giant breakout happens, because that will happen shortly. Now, Drake London did have a tale of 2 seasons. He obviously had to deal with Kirk Cousins. I don't mean it to sound like that. When he was with Kirk Cousins, he was good. Just look this up now. He averaged 15.3 fantasy points per game. Not bad. In the 3 games that Michael Penix started to end the year, 19.3 points per game. His target share with Kirk Cousins, 25.2. His target share with Michael Penix, 31.8. Now, again, I know the sample size is small, right? But we can only go off of what we have in front of us, and that's what I'm going off of. His Trinity score, 6.46 with Kirk Cousins, which is good. It's not bad. It's a very good Trinity score. In fact, it is a Trinity score that puts you in that wide receiver 1 range. But when you take into account the 3 games with just Michael Penix, that Trinity score jumped all the way up to 8.74. 8.74, beyond high end, beyond elite usage. I am all in on London. Now, it's good that you're going to have to be all in on him because it's going to cost you. Again, this isn't one of those cheap deals. You're not probably going to get him at any kind of discount because why would you? If you have London on your team, why are you moving him? So just looking at some of the deals that we have, we'll go back to Dynasty Daddy. Let's see if we can find any that are like in our range that won't make us too sad, too sick, giving up too much value. You know, we don't want to gut our roster. So we just look up Drake London trades. We're just going to scroll down. Oh, my. Drake London in the 211. Hey, we just saw that for A.J. Brown in the 25 first. There's a world where I could see taking the Drake London side, but I probably would lean the A.J. Brown side. Sorry. Lad McConkey. Someone planting their flag there, or Drake London. I'm going to go ahead and take Lad McConkey. Ooh, Drake London or Marvin Harrison and Quentin Johnston. I could care less about Quentin Johnston. Marvin Harrison I like a lot. I'll take Drake London. I've got Marvin Harrison on my roster. I've sent out some offers where I'm trying to get him straight up, getting Drake London for Marvin Harrison. I'm good to do that. Over here, we got Drake London. You're getting Drake London for Zay Flowers in the 204. Yeah. Give me Drake all day. On this side, we got Drake London in the 301 or Tyreek Hill, Chase Brown, 208 or 306. Yeah, I'm good with that. Give me Drake, man. Give me Drake. You got an old asset in Tyreek Hill, older. Chase Brown, very good running back, 208. Hit rate's not great on twos. Yes, you have some flexibility, and 308. So there's deals to be had. Like I said, he is not cheap. Drake London in the 26th second. You got to give up Bryce Young, Jordan Addison in the 301. So he's actually not that. There are some deals you could find. Here you go. Here's one that's costly. Drake London for Ricky Purcell in the 104. The point being, sure, you can find some deals where he's not going to be overly expensive, but for the most part, you probably are going to have to pay up if you want him. And I'm willing to do so because, again, he smashed with Michael Penix. He had a good year, low-end wide receiver, high-end wide receiver 2 season with Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins wasn't particularly good. So we saw what he did with Michael Penix. Again, very small sample size. I get that. But it's super encouraging. And look, sometimes in fantasy football, you got to make a bet on a player, right? You're not always going to be able to buy the exact known. There's a little unknown from Drake London. I think we know that he's good. There's a chance he could be great, and I'm willing to pay for that. So that's all I got today. Just wanted to go over 3 wide receivers that I'm buying and why. And you let me know, what 3 wide receivers are you buying? Just let me know 1 wide receiver that you're buying. If you haven't hit like. If you haven't hit subscribe, please hit subscribe. If you've already done those things, go ahead and comment. And I do appreciate all the comments. Love interacting with y'all. Again, let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about, and we'll get to it later.